What's happening, Dennis? What's going on? What's your take?
Well, I've been listening to all this. I've been listening to not just Fox News. I'm not just a Fox News guy. I listen to CNN. I listen to MSNBC. I flip-flop all over the place. I get news radio, talk radio. I listen to a lot of commentators. And it's all political, in my opinion.
Which one are you most familiar with?
The documents case, for instance.
Right. What's political about that?
He does have the Presidential Records Act. I don't hear you guys arguing about that as well. But
it doesn't apply post-presidency, though.
No, I understand that it doesn't matter about being ex-president. I get that. But he has the right to declassify documents. Am I right?
That's when he's president. Yeah, when he's president. So towards his own admission, these documents had not been declassified during his time in office and were still
classified. That we know of. We don't know that for fact.
Well, we do know. Do you know what the documents were?
No, I don't understand what the documents were. I understand that they were supposedly classified. I get that.
Right.
But we don't know for a fact, right? I mean, we don't know 100% of that being the point. All we have is Trump's voice on some audio tape saying that, I could have declassified them. Now I can't because I'm not president, that kind of stuff, right? We only have his voice, right? I mean, we have no factual proof that he did that. And I like to give...
We have emails, we have text conversations, we have them on footage. Not only that, we also have that audio tape that you referenced earlier.
You have them on
admissions, testimonies from his
video
aides,
footage?
Staffers.
You actually have video footage?
I personally don't. They do.
No,
they have his surveillance footage.
The investigation.
Surveillance footage from Bedminster and Mar-a-Lago, yes.
Okay. Well, I haven't heard any of that. I guess we'll see what happens when it comes out in trial, if it goes there. But, another thing is the Fani Willis case. That is going up in a ball of fire.
No, it's not.
It's actually not.
How is it not?
So,
how is it?
Even if he was successful in getting Fani Willis off the case, he's still going to be charged with it. It doesn't remove him from criminal prosecution.
How? Who's going to take the case?
Another prosecutor at the Fulton County.
I think the Fulton County DA's office gets kicked out of it altogether.
They can't. That's not how that works. That's hope. You know what hope chess is? That's called hope chess.
Okay.
Listen, there is no conflict of interest even with Fani Willis. So the idea that you're going to kick off the entire Fulton County DA from their own case would be wild.
How is that not conflict of interest?
What is the conflict of interest?
I don't know. I mean, she's sleeping with the prosecutor that she hired and pays them millions of dollars to prosecute the case, and then they both go on.
It's not millions. It's not millions.
No,
how does that?
Okay. Not millions.
It's not millions. No.
They pay him.
How is that? So he was getting paid $250 an hour.
He's getting paid an astronomical amount of money.
Hold on a second. He did a lot of
lower
work.
than his usual rate.
He was right. He was getting paid $250 an hour. That's low for, I don't know if you know this, it's very, very low for a private attorney, an outside attorney. So what is the detriment to the defense? What is the conflict of interest that's a detriment to the defense?
A detriment to the defense. I don't know if there really is a detriment to the defense. All I know is that
that's what there has to be. There has to be a detriment to the defense.
Okay, well, didn't they already prove that that they were already having an affair with one another way before that she even hired him?
Nope.
No, I think so. I think I remember listening to the trial or the little court deal, and they proved that they were together way before I think so. If I remember correctly, there was.
There's no proof. But even then, it's not a detriment to the defense.
Okay. So you think that she survives? You don't think she gets kicked off?
I don't know, because it's a Republican judge. I don't know what he does, and it's a high profile case. I don't know.
So therefore it plays politics? Politics are playing?
I mean, isn't this what you guys claim about Fani Willis and every other DA that's prosecuting Donald Trump? Is that not what you guys claim for every single time he's ever been wronged? That it's a Democrat or it's a rhino running against him?
We're just playing the same game. Don't get upset.
We're not playing the same game. I'm telling you, the reality is he is a Republican.
She's a Democrat.
This is a high-profile case, so I don't know what he's going to do.
And how do you get RICO out of that? I don't understand that. I mean, I kind of understand a RICO, what RICO cases are, but how do you get a RICO case out of Georgia?
Donald Trump established a criminal enterprise for purposes of overthrowing the Georgia election.
And how did he do that?
He enlisted people specifically and with the intent to undermine the certification and undermine Georgia voting results.
What's the intent? Can you prove the intent?
Yeah, they
What's the
forged
intent?
documents.
Yes.
The
He
intent was
forged
to overthrow the
documents.
election.
Who forged them?
Enterprise forged. The Enterprise did. See, that's how
Is
it
that
works.
like a
I don't know
cabal?
if you know. This is how. I don't know if you know how that's how that works, but that's how RICO works. Some people falsified the documents. They were part of the
some
criminal
people.
enterprise. So he is part of that. He is part of
Okay.
that enterprise. He threatened Ben Raffensperger. That he did.
I'm glad you brought that up. How did he threaten Ben Raffensperger? He basically said that we need to find this many votes. He didn't say
Yep,
go
that's a crime.
and
Yep,
get
that's a
them.
crime.
He didn't
Yep, that is a
say, go
crime.
get
Yeah,
them.
that's solicitation.
Yep, that's a
He
that's a
did
crime
not.
right there. That's
Bullshit.
listen.
Bullshit.
That is stop. That is solicitation
Stop.
of violation of oath of office.
Oh, okay.
That is solicitation of violation of oath of office. He is asking Ben Raffensperger to go against his oath in certifying the accuracy of the election to find 11,000 votes. That's a crime.
No, I don't think he
He
did
also
that. You got-
he also threatened him. He said there could be bad consequences. And being that Donald Trump has
Bad
used his
consequences
platform,
is losing the election.
listen,
Bad consequences
listen,
because
stop.
Biden got into the office. And
You're muted.
Why do they all sound the same?
I don't know. So you're muted. So take a second. Thanks. It is on tape of him making insinuating things that would cause harm to Ben Raffensperger. And being that Ben Raffensperger was doxxed by Trump supporters, that Donald Trump put his name out there and bad things happened to him because he wouldn't do it, that would indicate that Donald Trump was in fact making a threat. And Donald Trump used this all the time. He still uses this, called stochastic terrorism. He still uses it to this day. He'll put people's information out there. He'll put a bat next to Alvin Bragg and then insinuate violence against people. And then people end up, like Engoron, ended up getting a letter full of white powder, as well as unaliving threats towards him, his wife, his kid, the court clerk that Donald Trump decided to put up on Truth Social. The list goes on. Every time Donald Trump uses this as a tactic. That's not the main reason I think he's going to prison. Because he has used his platform to terrorize people that disagree with him. And that's ridiculous. That's disgusting. Like, how can you support that conduct in any regard? Like, this isn't a fucking TikTok video where someone's bringing accountability. This is the fucking president doing over and over again what he sees happening.
am I back?
Yeah.
I didn't know. It must be nice to have the power of the mute button.
If you'd stop screaming, I wouldn't have to.
If you'd give people a chance to talk,
I
it's called
did.
communication.
We're talking. You were laughing.
cutting me off.
Oh, sucks, huh? Anyways, what I was trying to explain to you.
It's the entitlement for me, you know.
Yeah. He literally was yelling and cutting me off. I don't know. It's the pretentiousness for me. He's probably still yapping.
Probably.
Dang it, I didn't know you muted me again.
I know, it's funny. Now we're going to stop being pretentious.
Pretentious, okay. So, what in that sentence caused the insurrection?
We're talking Georgia, sir.
No, I'm talking the day
no.
that the insurrection happened now.
We were talking Georgia.
I know, but I just wanted to flip-flop back over because we're wanting to know how this is all political. I'm wondering what your guys' take is. What in that sentence
What sentence?
We're
You
talking
weren't
about
saying
Georgia,
that.
dude.
You had me on mute.
We're talking about Georgia.
Okay, you didn't want to
He
talk
just
about
literally
it.
was having a debate with
You didn't
himself
wanna
where he
talk
was
Georgia.
talking whenever he
No,
wanted.
but you guys muted me and I was talking, and so where were we on Georgia then? Remind me. I'm sorry.
Donald Trump encouraging in solicitation of an oath of officer with the Secretary of State of Georgia.
Okay.
That's a crime.
All right, I disagree, but I don't read that far into it. I look at it as
I know.
we need to find this many votes Let's go back and do a recount. Let's make sure the signatures are right. Let's make sure that this is all constitutional.
That's
Let's
solicitation
make sure
of that's
what he asked
solicitation of that solicitation of oath of office. Asking him to do something that would magically create 11,500 votes is absolutely a crime. Donald
That's not
Trump
what
asking
I'm
him to
saying.
do a recount is bizarre in and of itself because there were multiple recounts done. Donald Trump lost them. So
Okay. Well, I guess we'll see.
Brad Raffensperger. Is it Brad Raffensperger? I can never remember his name. Brad Raffensperger.
It's Raffensperger.
Yeah.
Raffensperger, yeah. Okay, well, I guess we'll see how that shakes out. I don't think that will be that. I don't see how they're going to be able to prove that he was telling him that you got to go find these votes or else. I don't see that. Sorry, guys.
Okay, well, in terms of the RICO charges against him, because that is the only crime that even of all of them has any sort of waiver to it, where it's going to require jury interpretation. I can make that argument to a jury pretty fucking well. So if I could do that, I'm pretty sure a fucking lawyer could. Donald Trump conspired with multiple different people to try and overturn the election of Georgia. There are his own lawyers that are going to be testifying against him. On top of that, they have emails. They have text messages. They have everything.
Yeah. Threaten good people with prison time, they'll flip on you, no problem.
John Eastman's not a good person.
Well, I'm just saying the federals, the FBI, they have those tactics that they use.
Yeah.
The FBI is not investigating this.
It's the GBI.
The FBI is not investigating this.
Oh, so the FBI has not been involved in it whatsoever?
Not the Georgia case.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll see what happens when it all happens, if it does happen. So anyways, the day of the insurrection, can we go there now? When he said, peacefully and patriotically go down and let your voices be heard. What part of that caused
what part
the
did you leave
insurrection?
out? What part did you leave out?
I didn't leave out anything that I know
He said
of.
we're going to go down there. Okay, this is what
and
the
fight
law states.
hell, that's right.
Yeah, listen for a
Yeah,
second. This
fight
is what the
hell.
law. Excuse me. This is what the law states unequivocally. Okay. Now, I just want to point out that Jack Smith is planning on introducing evidence that indicates that Donald Trump planned for January 6th to happen, and a lot of that has to do with like text messages, his Twitter drafts, etc., and the fact that Mark Meadows testified in front of a grand jury, Mark Meadows was in the room with him the entire time. Mark Meadows is testifying against him in that case, so he's screwed. But second thing, you have two standards. You have an objective and a subjective standard, right, for incitement. One is the subjective standard, which is he made a immediate call to action, go down there, and that a reasonable person would have believed that fight like hell in that context would have insinuated violence. In that instance, and just to point out, number one, so that's incitement. But that's a subjective standard. Would a reasonable person believe that? Because Donald Trump was warned prior that January 6th could be violent, there's no reason that a reasonable person wouldn't have known. The other one is the objective standard, which is the same thing, but it's an explicit go down there and do it and fight, literal fight. And you could make that argument too, because the overwhelming consensus of the people that went into the Capitol said Donald Trump told us to do it. So those are the two standards, and he at least violated one of them.
So another thing, I can't remember her name. She's a Democratic senator, Maxine Waters. Do you know who she is?
There's going to be a deflection.
Congresswoman.
No deflection.
I know exactly.
I know you
what
like
it's gonna be.
about
It's gonna be
whatism.
Black Lives Matter. It's
But
gonna be
no.
Black Lives Matter. It's going to be Black. Yes, it is. I already know it's going to be Black Lives Matter. And what she said, that wasn't.
Can you listen to me? Can you just listen?
I already know what it's going to be.
What am I going to say? Mr. Know-it-all, tell me. What am I going to say?
People's faces thing. I just told you. It's going to be the get up in people's faces thing.
You are a mind reader. Damn, how do you do that?
I know, because this is a stupid fucking non-factor comparison.
How is it a
stupid
fucking non-factor? How is it?
It was not a call for
They
violence
do it?
because it wasn't a call for violence.
How was it not? Get in their faces. Tell them they're not wanted here. Start a riot. How
She
is
never
that
said
not-
that.
How is that not a... Yes, she
Never
did.
never
said
said
start
that.
a riot.
How is that not a
She did.
call to violence?
There has to be an immediate call to action.
That is a call to action. She riled up the frickin'
It's
Democrats.
not an immediate, nope, it's not an immediate call to action. It has to be
He
an
did.
immediate call to action. It has to
That
be
is an immediate
indecisive.
call.
It can't be. If I said, I don't know, if I made some general statement about fighting back, right? That wouldn't insinuate do this right now in any capacity.
Right.
It has to be go down
the
there.
words fight like hell. right?
Go down there and do X. And in this instance, and just to point out, the context in which Donald Trump is saying his fight like hell, he already is planning for January 6th to happen.
No, he's not.
He already knew it was going to be violent.
So much into bullshit. It's crazy.
Donald Trump knew it was going to be violent. He was warned. That's what he planned to do. That's why he tried to get rid of the metal detectors at the fucking Capitol, because he knew.
Did he or did he not go to Nancy Pelosi and say, "Hey, we need the military here"?
Stop talking.
Did he
you
or
don't
did he
know
not
what
say
you're
that?
talking
Don't tell
about
me to
at
stop
all.
talking.
What does
Yes,
the
I
law
do.
say? What does the law say?
It doesn't matter.
Yes,
he
it
went
does.
to her.
Nancy Pelosi, stop talking. Stop talking. Nancy Pelosi does not control the National Guard. And the fact that you guys think this is deranged, it's absolutely wild. I'm going to pull up the law for you. Okay, this is the law, 10 U.S. Code 12406. It gives the president explicitly the ability to federalize the National Guard. It can either be done through him, or in instances of where there's, he's not responsive, the DOD can, through the commanding general of the National Guard. Nancy Pelosi doesn't have anything to do with it at all. And Nancy Pelosi called and tried to get National Guard there on that day. The fact that you guys just regurgitate whatever this orange buffoon tells you is so wild to me. Fact check him once in a while. Good Lord.
The term due diligence doesn't exist with him.
I don't know why you put me on mute again.
Because you're yapping.
No, I'm not. We're having a conversation. Don't get upset. Jeez.
You're yapping. You don't know what you're talking about at all. The only panties I got in a bunch is your mother's.
Okay.
Listen, you can go and look up.
Years old, fuckface. Shut up.
She's what?
And she still rides like she's
84 years old, you fucking dog.
I know, yeah.
Hey, she called me a
don't
dog
tell me what I can and can't like, okay?
You guys are sick fucks. You're a sick fuck.
It's perfectly normal when you think about it.
You are a sick fuck.
You laughed at it. You laughed
I didn't. I'm disgusted with you.
Yeah,
you're a fucking
disgusting. Dog. You laughed at it. You sick. You're so sick.
You are a dog.
You're so sick.
Dog.
You laughed
I don't know
at it.
why
I can't
anybody
believe
would give
he
you
laughed at his own mother.
My tongue.
Can't believe it.
So okay, if he is supposed to order the military, then why didn't he then? Is this part of the conspiracy? He didn't want the military there because he was going to stop the whole insurrection that he incited?
No. Well, he didn't want that.
Is that what you guys are going with?
Why would he want to stop the insurrection that he incited? Yes, he knew it was going to happen. Jack Smith has stated, I want to bring in evidence that indicates that he knew this was going to happen and he planned and intended for it to do. So unfortunately, because of the Republicans, we're not going to be able to see the evidence of that, but we can see all the public stuff that happened, like Donald Trump calling up representatives and telling them to stop the certification while they're begging him to call off the insurrection. So there's that.
All right. Well, I guess we'll just see what happens. I don't think anything's going to happen. Georgia's going up in a ball of fire.
They just you address everything that they say, and then they just divert to going back to whatever the hell they
case
thought.
isn't going to happen before the trial. I know that's crying, but that's all good. How does it not matter?
The Manhattan case is going to happen on the 25th. In 20 days, they will be selecting a jury to try Donald Trump for 34 felony counts. That is a Stormy Daniels felony falsification.
Oh, the Stormy Daniels. That they had to attach a federal charge to it to make it a felony.
No,
other than that,
they didn't attach a federal charge. Nope, that's not what happened.
Yeah, they did.
No, they didn't. You can't attach a federal charge.
So how is it federal?
It's a state. It's not. It's a state felony.
Oh, it's a state felony.
Yes.
Okay.
Falsifying business records. It's a Class C felony. 34 of them.
Cool. I guess he'll be charged with 34 felonies, and then he'll still be president, and then you'll cry in your soup.
It's like, you guys, what is the hubris with you? You guys have lost 7 elections in a row. You've won 1 popular vote in 34 years. You guys got stomped by 8 million votes to a senile old man. Remember? And you guys still have the confidence to come in here election after election after election, no matter what happens, and say, we're just going to win in November. And I'm glad you do, because you guys never stop to analyze why you keep fucking losing. You just keep going to we're going to win the next one. We're going to win the next one. No, you're not. You haven't changed your strategy. You guys got a losing strategy and a losing candidate. Did Hillary lose in 2016? Like I said, you guys literally, even a blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while. You guys won once. And you've rallied your entire belief system around that. Could you imagine if in the course of a football season, someone was like, oh, we won one game, so we're going to win the next one because we won that one game. Like 7 games ago. We won that one game 7 games ago. So we're going to keep winning. We're going to win the next one. No, you're going to lose the next one because you guys never stop to analyze why you keep fucking losing.
You really think Biden's going to win again?
Yes.
He won the first time.
A fair and square election, really?
Yep.
Yeah, he won the last time.
Okay. I hope you guys are wrong. I'm sure you guys will be.
I'm sorry. Did Hillary win the popular vote in 2016 or?
Who gives a shit about the popular vote?
Who cares about democracy? Who cares about democracy? I get it. Who cares about democracy?
The popular vote?
That's so wild.
No one cares about the popular vote.
That's cool. Sounds like we're done here, right, Jaden?
I'd say so.
Yes. Bye-bye, fuckers.
All right.
God, he's upset. Tell your mother I said hi.